Just hold it 1 second. Just make sure this works okay. I got to do something.
That was the first and last game my aunt and uncle from Chicago went to.
That I need that
for that Rob broke out.
Hardest hit I ever threw on a guy was at that Racine game. He played Racine as a player. He was on the sideline coming down right in front of the visitor's bench. And I laid that guy out. I had a big angle on him and I laid his ass almost knocked the whole match out. I jumped up like, yeah! You know, he was down.
I'm just
next
streaming it, so I get on.
Oh,
I got it.
Okay.
So,
that's all right.
I need this.
All right, I know.
We're good.
We're all good.
I know.
We might not have won a lot of games, but we sure beat the hell out of those players.
That's what I told Dish. I said on the way out, I said, we didn't win a lot of games, but I think we were probably the most physical team in the league. And we didn't get beat. We didn't lose.
Right.
We just didn't score enough
Score didn't
points.
show right. Yeah.
Everybody knew when they played
But
us.
they respected us. They
But
knew
that's
that
everybody knew when
they
they
knew
played
they
us.
was-
They were in for a game.
We're gonna leave it on the field.
I think they
From
knew.
the first snap.
Most of the people we played that we lost to knew they were in the game. They knew they were going to be in a fight, and they respected us for the way we played.
Yeah.
But the thing was, we had a little more firepower on offense. We
Gordy Bittner.
we didn't always have the firepower on offense.
He was the
or
best quarterback we
play
had.
calling that we should have had.
Well, that was the problem. We had no OC. There was no offensive
Dude,
coordinator.
in practice, you ripped our quarterback's helmet right
That was
off.
Matt.
Yeah. Now we're stuck with Gordy Bittner.
What's?
Now we're stuck with Gordy after that because you ripped his helmet right off. And
No. Matt came after Gordy. Gordy only played 92 and then left. He went back up to Racine. Then Matt came and played for us for one season.
You remember, Dan?
Yeah, he was talking shit during practice, and I had enough.
Yep.
And I tried deadlifting his head off of his shoulders with his helmet.
Yeah, I was there, man.
Kurt,
I couldn't imagine how that felt.
Yeah. You remember how a lot of times we would be in the game, but what would happen was the offense would go out there 3 and out.
That's what I told
And we would
Dish.
get so fucking tired.
And I'd say, how about a fucking blow?
Yeah.
How about a first down?
Sometimes we couldn't even get off the field.
I'm like,
They
geez.
got the ball back.
Don't pick on me too much.
Yeah, the two offensive players. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, they heard the chirping.
We can't help it because every time we looked up, Fan 12 was running for his life.
Well, that's it. I told him.
Parkington out there.
No, I told him. It's the only quarterback I ever saw that sat in a 7-yard shotgun and then backed up 7 yards.
Yeah.
And then would get sacked.
Yep.
And we're like, going the wrong fucking way. That's right. He did. He dove in the end zone just not to get killed. I know. He looked like a deer in that.
He would walk up to the line at first and look around. Then he would back up and he said, and then his eyes would go from regular size to huge size.
Look at it. You know, it wasn't that, like you say, Sam, you got 3.5 seconds to complete
That's
that
right.
ball.
Right.
You got Puma.
Right.
Second one,
That's what I mean.
You got Flea out
Cliff
there.
Paul.
Yeah, all of
You.
guys. And I said, what was the Spanish receiver we named him? Frankie. Frankie Ruiz was fast.
Well, what
than
about
actually.
who was the running back?
Purdue?
Yeah, Purnell. Purnell. Because he had Miami look at him. He had the Miami scout there at a home game.
Purnell, only problem with Purnell could have made a pro key, but his
Yeah.
problem was he was either this or doing this all the time.
Was he?
Purnell played with us when he played with the
He played with the
Yes, with the Chiefs.
You're talking about, were you talking about one of the Bay brothers or?
No.
Jerry
wasn't right. He was more of a. He didn't have the speed. He had the power.
Jerry
But he
played
wasn't-
with us with the Vikings. Yeah.
No.
I
What was
didn't
that?
really-
There was one kid's name.
No,
you wouldn't know Jerry.
Kevin Amida. Kevin. Where's Kevin at? Kevin Amida. From 47, and the running back.
Oh, I forgot about him.
He was a great dude. Love Kevin.
Kevin Amida.
Kevin Amida, the running back, 47.
Yeah.
Did he go to Stevenson or something like that?
I think what they did with the offense is that they tried to put in too much shit. They didn't get
No
basics down.
No basics.
They had a lot of plays, and then the linemen were trying to remember their blocks.
Offense.
Yeah.
on 2 days.
But you got to remember,
Try to
2
do it.
days a week.
2 days a week, but then half the guys didn't show up for 2 days.
Yeah, practice.
So you have half the linemen, you'd be like, all right, well, we'll do work on this side of the
I
line.
remember one game we played in, and we kept getting the ball back really quick for you guys. And we kept, yeah, we got it right back. Take that. We go off the field, the offense go out there. And next thing you know, back on the field.
But
Yeah, that was
I say on defense, we had a whole different mental mindset. And when Clark got a hold of us, we were really dangerous.
He really changed
Because he had it organized, and then somebody made sure everything got carried out the way it was supposed to, because he knew all of our plays and whatever gaps.
I told my wife it took me 2 weeks to memorize the entire defense and know where everybody
I thought I knew
would
my
be
guy
on
one
every
time, he
single
snapped me
play.
by the helmet.
Yep, we'll put you in the right spot.
I used to know the name of the defense because we had different names for each, whether it was a 4-4 or a 4-3 or a 5-2 or a 6-1
You
or
made it easy.
But our thing was, we wasn't.
zone or man-to-man, whatever their call was. But
We
I had
weren't
to memorize
selfish.
and knew where everybody was supposed to be.
Some of them goal line
Defense
stands
wasn't.
that
We weren't
ain't
selfish. We
No,
weren't selfish.
no,
We did what we were supposed to do. If you had a gap, we played our responsibility and we did our job.
You
Even
got
if
to trust the guy next to you.
even if you were a decoy, even if he say shoot B cap, I'm taking A.
Remember what I said earlier?
When we played the Seminoles, they was lining me up further inside than I was used to. You know, they was bringing up one of the outside linebackers, putting them up where I usually sit, and I was like, I'm looking.
So you were in
deep.
a different gap.
Right, I was in a gap inside, and I was
Right.
between the tackle.
Right.
Well, you're a
and the guard.
sacrificial lamb, but that's what it was.
That's what I mean.
That big fucking 300-pound lineman.
And you're boxed in, right? You can't go anywhere.
I wanted to do this.
You should have. You might have made it out of it.
Who was the bull-legged linebacker?
Who was the what?
The bull-legged linebacker.
That was Eric.
Eric. He played at East Carolina. Yeah.
Dude, when he played behind you,
Yeah.
he used to shove you forward. That's all he do. He'd shove you and then he'd stand there.
Yeah, I wonder where that extra boost came from.
I ran into him he was bouncing at Mother's. I ran into him in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
He was doing a strip club before, wasn't he? He was
Yeah,
at the
Yeah,
Admiral.
yeah, that's where it worked. But I ran into him years and years later. He was
Night
at
we're still doing on the rush street. He had to be fucking 50. That old man in the club. Well, I was down there.
Well, I was
too.
going to say, what?
Come to
I
think
think
of it,
about it.
if I do the math right here,
out there on the field.
I know you
Yeah, when you're older as
you
a coach,
guys.
you know this man.
I didn't know that you were that much older until
Yeah.
I just found out. Yeah, I thought you were like
No,
these
they're 4
guys
years
are-
older than me.
That's what I need. And I didn't realize you guys played so much earlier than when I started in '92.
We had a lot of wear on them.
Grecian formula and crazy glue.
You know, my first few years, it was great. But then that last year, like I was telling Lane them, I noticed that first step, when I had that first step, jump off on them tackles, had disappeared and they were still there. I was trying to get by. I was like,
Time to get out of the
time to
game.
retire. I can't get by these guys anymore.
Like I said, I was at
Well,
the
didn't you get?
I was at the page when I quit.
But you were playing a tackle or guard.
offensive.
That's what I mean.
Look, offense,
They
yeah.
moved you.
They moved me from defense, and I was like, if I can beat this dude, I should have my job. And I could beat him easily. I had swimming, and they still had me an offensive tackle. So I showed up one day, and I'm getting dressed for the game, man. They run out to the field. I take that shit off, and I left it right there on the bench. Next thing they see is my car going down the road. I never looked back. That's it.
That's that.
That was the last game, or last
But I was 42. That was the last game I played. I was 42 years old.
Say it again. I want to hear it. I want that to.
Shut up.
42.
42 years old.
Yeah, George Blanda, I think, was only older than you.
Who was the equipment dude that was like 56 that had all the fans on it? We used to call it Robo Man.
Klinger, they call him.
It was Klinger, and he wanted to play. He showed up to one game.
Down Gately, down in Chicago.
He showed up to one game. He said he wanted to play in that game because it would have been like his 20th or 25th year of playing. And he was probably like 52 years old. Probably
Did they put him in?
Yeah.
And they
On a
no.
kickoff return or something like that, where you didn't have to. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He got
Because
worked.
no, because I remember him being pissed because he didn't.
Well, they're going to put him where he never played before, and that was either kickoff or return. He got lucky in the leg, and he said, "I'm done."
Well, maybe that's when he quit. But
Yeah, that's when he quit.
I think he came back.
He was a pretty good guy. He got me my helmet.
He showed
No,
up.
I agree.
No, he was a great. I'm just saying he came back after that. And would have been like his 25th year.
I'll get you one.
Came to the game and he never saw the field. And he was.
He's got one of the hockey buddy. The big hockey buddy that come out as a tight end, caught a pass in the middle and got decleated, and he come to the sideline and took a shit off. Played hockey with
Was that Toby?
Might have been Toby.
It was Toby.
Dude,
He worked with us at
one pass, and fucking laid him out. He come out
that was Toby.
That was Toby.
Sell my shit, man. I'm done.
Toby was hilarious. It was fun.
You know what's funny when you bring that up? The fact that early in before the season even start, and Clark would be running those youngsters over there, and they thinking they got a spot on the team, and we would all come in later.
The tryouts.
Yeah, and we'd all come in later on, and,
Exactly.
and we'd take them spots. And the better like, oh, you thought you was getting this spot here, no, buddy.
88, I showed up in North Chicago, across from North Chicago High School, in that little field. And I showed up, and dude, I was just out of high school. I'm a year out of high school. I showed up, and I'm like,
I didn't even
what
know.
the hell? I'm like, and I just had no clue. So I started going through the drills, and they're like, they need offensive players, defensive players. Of course, defensive linemen, and like 30 guys that go over there, and I'm like, well, I'm going to have trouble getting there. Then they're like, we need offensive linemen, and I'm like, I played offensive lineman. But then we're going through the drills, and it was funny because Clark goes, you're a linebacker, right? And I go, I'm backup linebacker in high school, but I never played linebacker. And he goes, oh, no. And I'm like, no, he goes, well, you move like a linebacker. I'm like, well, I'm an offensive guard, and I played nose guard in high school. I go, that's all I played. And he goes, oh. So I went to offensive guard, and there's where I ended up.
Some of those practice fields we had when we were the white games, they was sloping down.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you got to run around a tree or a pattern.
We practiced at a grade school off of Green Bay Road up north, and I remember that had some spots in.
That was Zion. Or Beach Park.
Yeah, Beach Park.
Beach Park.
That old field by the elementary school.
Yes, across the street.
Was that the one with
That's the one where you fell and hurt your elbow.
Yeah. I remember
We only had one practice.
Oh, that was
there
a
with
Vikings.
the Knights.
With the Knights was one practice.
No,
There was one practice there as
I know, but we practiced there with the Vikings all the time.
I'm not debating that.
I
with
know,
you.
but we, what's his name? The airplane pilot.
Plop.
Alan Plop.
He played, because I remember practicing there.
And I remember that too, because they had them
I had to always line up against him. I was
freshly
always
paved walking
He'd always give me a
trails.
forearm to the face.
They told me that.
Thank you.
You did or he did?
Our best defensive line with me, Big Charlie Williams, we call him Big Baby.
Yeah, I remember Williams.
Lane and Plot was on the front four.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Williams played for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think, for a while.
What year was that?
He was he was right before he came to us. He was playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think.
But if you get back to that park, it had walking concrete trails around it.
Yeah.
And they sent me on a long one time, and I'm freaking down the sideline, and I went and I caught the ball, and I heard my cleats go click, 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 and I looked down, oh, my feet went up, I came down. To this day, I have problems with this elbow. Because when I never felt that kind of pain. Yeah, my bone was all, I could feel the bone chips moving around in the elbow. So
the only way I remember that feel is because I decleated Jimmy, our running back. I can't remember his last name. It was like a Polish last name. And it was just a dive right down and head to head and just pancaked him. And I mean, stars. But I got up and he didn't. And then I drove my motorcycle. I got out, Bob and I, we drove our bikes up there. And I got out and whatever, it was Beach Road or something. One lead.
Beach Road, yeah.
Wheelie for 100 yards with my equipment.
I was on Green Bay.
No, it's on Wadsworth.
Wadsworth,
Just
yeah.
north of
Green Bay and
Wadsworth. No,
Wadsworth,
it's just north of Wadsworth on Green Bay
Yeah.
Road.
Yeah, we
About a
took
block
off.
or two up.
We took off west heading home, and I was just like,
Park to the field.
We also practiced
lucky to
at
be
His house
alive.
was right around the corner.
We practiced in
That's
Gurnee
probably okay.
with the Vikings. I think it was the Vikings. We practiced in Gurnee. The
Where?
park.
We practiced in a few spots with the Vikings.
What was the name of that park? It was Grandwood Park. Their park. There was a park there. We practiced there for a while.
We played a baseball field for the Knights.
Yeah, did you
There
remember
was a guy
that
that rode a motorcycle there that
the
had
game that got called
green
because
contacts.
of lightning?
Black
Remember
curly hair.
against the Panthers?
He would show up on a motorcycle
His name.
with his
We
equipment on. He'd
played,
take his
I think it was against
motorcycle
the
helmet off,
Panthers,
put his football
and
helmet on.
it was a torrential downpour, and it was, lightning in the field, the soccer field right next to the field that we were playing on, and they called the game in the third quarter, and all of us, both teams were in the same locker room during the storm and the lightning storm, and then the storm passed, and they called the game because we were in over ankle deep water.
Remember that game? What was it? Was it Round or something we were playing where it was snowing that night? It was so cold. It was a night game. Yeah, that was cold.
We had the capes on. We went in at halftime, and when it was time to come out, everybody was still sitting in the locker room like, wait a minute, I want to go back out.
Who were you playing with then?
It was the Vikings.
Was it the Vikings? Okay.
So the Vikings were around how many years? 3. Well, the Vikings, you mean the Knights? The Knights Vikings then.
Yeah, the Vikings were
Vikings
around
was
for
3.
a
Vikings
long
were for a long
time.
time.
Yeah,
Vikings were the original team that I knew of.
in Lake County.
I played for.
Yeah. I really didn't want to leave the Vikings.
Wasn't there a Lake County Rifles too?
That was
Like
way,
in the
way
60s?
back. Yeah. My
I
friend's
think
dad played with them. And
my
also
uncle
they played at Carmel.
Did they really?
The Carmel
The
High School.
guy, the one who was
So
the
right-
I used to, as a kid, ride my bike over there because I only
Right,
lived
'cause
2
you
blocks
were
away,
around there, yeah.
Libertyville.
They used to be the shit too. The Rifles were. That was the
Yeah.
team to beat back then.
My uncle, my mom's older brother, played for the Panthers when he got out of service, I think. Or maybe out of college before he went to Vietnam, one of the two. But played in the CFL, for the Chicago Panthers.
Yeah,
Probably against
running
the
back
Rifles.
and defensive back. Two friends of mine, their parents.
Played for the Rifles.
One was a running back and one was a DB.
One of my uncles played for a team out of Lake Zurich.
One of our high school coaches
The Rifles?
eventually ended
No,
up
Rifles
being,
were in Carmel.
he eventually ended up being a principal
That's
at the high
what
school.
I'm
His name
That's
was
the same
Jones.
team, yeah. He was
He
running
played
back.
for the Rifles back in the day.
See, back in the
Yeah,
'80s, it was a different. Before the Chicagoland Football League the league was the Midwest something,
Midwest Football League.
because I was playing with it was the Chargers, Gary Golden Bears, East St. Louis. You pretty much traveled out of your region,
Right.
So there was
Like
no
Racine was in that,
right
with that conference.
because I won a national championship in '85 with the Chargers.
Is that how you slide into your championship?
And
shit all the
86.
time?
You notice it's fine.
Hey,
Oh, and by the way,
With his rings on.
85, 86.
That's why you went like this.
He's always
Look at my ring.
He had the rings on his head. It's like Jimmy Johnson over here.
we had the precious.
Now you can't move them fingers, can you?
We were at the Vikings and we went up north to play Racine. And I remember all the young guys on our team was like, they couldn't wait all throughout the practice week. They was still, let's get Racine. And it was like, y'all not ready. You don't want Racine right now, especially early in the schedule. We had an early schedule. And we was like, you don't want Racine. Let's get ready. And that night we got up there. It was a night game. It was chilly out there. We walked in, it was packed house, and then somebody was hollering, you might as well get a hot dog or something because you're not going to be the national champions, right? And you could have seen the look.
I know.
We were in the locker room. The whole stadium was like rumbling.
That was 92.
Yeah.
That was my first game ever.
All I know
Welcome to the show.
all I know is that the youngsters all of a sudden they had to look at terror in their eyes. They were standing in line in formation how we used to walk out, and when they walked
Horland
out,
Field.
yeah, Horland, they were like
Dude, it's like walking on an NFL field.
Yeah, they look like deer in headlight. You know, it was like, no, where's all that talk? We won't Racine. Where's that at? No.
I hadn't played since '86. I showed up, like you said, Klinger. I showed up that Tuesday night before Racine. And I only found out about it because my fifth flight, I broke my foot against Kenny Jackson that you went to high school with.
Right.
Action Jackson. Broke my foot, came back, got clipped in the eye from Bob. And then I'm sitting at a bar Saturday night, and he was a receiver. I think it was CJ Kasper's. He was a wide receiver for the Knights in '92. We were just shooting shit. What's going on? He's like, I'm playing in the semi-pro ball. I didn't even know it existed. That was on Saturday. Tuesday, I show up, get my gear from Klinger. Saturday, we played Racine, and we lost 65-6.
Yeah, because
and they were pissed off because Puma returned a kickoff, and that was the first time they had been scored on. I think they went the entire previous year without getting scored on or something like that. It was some insane record. And there was a fight in the stands, wasn't there, too?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Right there. He climbed up into the stand, was yanking the guy out.
The guy was just ribbing us all night from the bleachers.
And he was an off-duty cop.
It was him.
That's why I broke the tendon in my finger.
Anyway,
Popped him and jumped down, and the fans started coming down on the field.
I know.
They started taking their stuff off.
I was there.
Yeah, and then right afterwards, Coach Clark was like,
Run.
I'm not gonna run.
I got cleats on.
I know. It was, and that was my first experience.
we were in the locker room all the time. We were in the locker room passing the hat around trying to get bail.
But because, oh yeah, I was going. They were waiting on me.
I didn't even. I showed up. Clark's like, all right, where you play? I'm like, well, I haven't played since '86, and I might be reconstructed. And I don't even know if I can play. It's just Tuesday at practice.
What really got the rookies when we first walked out there, the fans were screaming, and all of a sudden they start playing "Come to the Jungle," and it was like,
They set our banner on fire.
Yeah.
Somebody crawled underneath and lit the banner on fire. That thing goes up
shit.
flying there.
It's in the garbage can, flaming away.
My boss,
That was my first.
the company I did shingles for. He came all the way up there to watch that game because that's he left there and he goes, "I'll never go to another one of these games, buddy."
y'all remember when the wheelchair people used to sit at that one gate,
Oh, yeah.
that little gate, and we were coming in, walking in, and they were looking at us like when we was coming on the field. They were like, "You mind as well get a beer and a hot dog? You want one, buddy?
Yeah,
Not trying to
they're
beat
like-
the Raiders." You
they're like
we
Mad Dog and us from the-
You just wanted to kick him out the wheelchair.
That was a Mad Dog. It was from the handicap section.
Dude.
They were that
The
cocky.
craziest fans. They would sit on your side of the field with a half barrel.
Right.
A beer sitting up in there just
Party.
talking and you just like,
Dude, when you went up, I forgot about you going up in the bleachers.
I was playing.
I had had enough.
I had
92, you ain't shit. I had
Where's
92.
Dennis at? We looked around like,
Yeah, you were
You're
wearing
saying you ain't
92.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I crawled up in the flames.
And then we drove home. It was me and JP, and I can't remember who else, and we listened to the Jerky Boys for the first time ever.
Me.
Was it? I think it was you. You brought the tape, right? And it was the funniest shit
So listen to
ever.
this. I'm in Florida in spring break in like 88 or 89.
That's how you got it?
So I'm 89, I think. So I'm sitting in spring break and we rented a house at the end of Daytona Beach, on the beach. And the house next to us had these, big, dude, they were all steroid freaks and they were from the East Coast. Dude, and I started bullshitting with them and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you guys on? Like, I'm taking fucking Anadrol and Stipinate and this and that. He's telling me all this shit. And I'm like, holy fucking, like, I take 8 Anadrol a day. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Just looking at him, like, he's got a leg, it's like this big around. And I'm like,
Stevie.
yeah, he was like Mr. East Coast or something at one point. So I'm like, so I start bullshitting with these guys, and I'm like, well, you guys are cool. And they're like, the guys I was with, they were already moving to hang out at the house, and I'm like, I wanted to go down to the bar. So they had this Jeep, no top, fucking loud ass stereo, jacked up, and they're like, yeah, we're going to town, dude. And they're like, you want to go with? I'm like, I'm going. So I jump in with them.
With the Jersey
Oh,
Shore
dude,
boys?
oh yeah, I'll jump in with those guys. So these guys are from up there. So I start bullshitting. The next day, they start playing this fucking tape. And I'm like listening, and they're like, dude, this is hilarious. This is one of our friends. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we hang around with these guys. And I'm like, start listening to it. I'm laughing my ass off. And this tape is uncut where they're like, okay, we're going to do this. And they're talking about what they're going to do. And then they would do it. They would call and they would it was the Jerky Boys. And they're doing it. Then they would get off the phone. How did you hear what he said? And they're laughing. So I'm like, I laughed so hard at that tape. I'm like, dude, you got to tape me that. So we taped it from a tape to a tape.
Right.
You know, the old tape, dual tape. So we went tape to tape. So it wasn't great quality. You had to listen to it like wide open on the stereo, but on the car stereo, we listened to it on the way up and the way back. That was in the running back's car. Listening to Cougars.
Kevin Amida.
Yeah, me, you,
yes.
him, and JP.
Dude, Stevie, that's all Stevie talked like for like 4 years.
Yeah. Everybody.
Hey, that's right, Dickie.
Sizzle chest.
Sizzle chest.
Yeah.
I'll bring my tools. I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. How much you bench?
And then we went, one year we went to that movie. We went to that football movie.
The
Program.
The program. Dude, when you feel that guy after that guy
You
was,
clowns are all dressed up. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
What do you mean?
oh, you guys all got dressed up. I'm like, whatever. It's all right.
We had face paint on.
I
Dude,
know.
you were standing there with his helmet and your hand on the sideline.
Yes,
and he's got snot bubble. Look at him snot bubble. That's
That's
right.
it.
You're standing on the sideline and the ref had to come over and get the helmet.
He
from
did.
him.
I remember that. I vaguely remember that hit. But I do remember the situation.
No, I just think it was funny because you guys.
We emulated the movie the next day.
I know. It was funny. It was funny.
That's
Oh,
what we
that
did.
was the worst thing you could have done for the game.
Okay. That was hilarious.
I got this one.
That was funny.
This is vacation, man. This is reunion.
That's right.
This is love. Family and love.
I want to drink lemon water.
I'm not-
I want to drink lemon water.
Dude, you just
What's it?
go to sleep drinking and wake up.
Hey,
Is my car still out there?
yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to wait
shake
till
my
3 to check in.
I told my wife.
They let them
she
check
was
it early.
asking me,
You can put your shit in my room.
No, I
she
know.
didn't understand the bond, and I said, we like
I see.
we played together for
We can park the
years.
dime back.
We like brothers.
back behind there.
How many
I
beds
said,
do we even
you don't
need? How many
understand because
rooms
you never
do
were
we need?
involved in organized sports.
I mean, how many beds do we have? Do we mind? I don't mind rooming
bond.
with somebody.
She was,
That's fine.
overall, she was alone.
I don't care.
You know what I
She
mean?
liked
Consolidate
to
the
stay
same
in high
coin
school
and
all that. She-
have extra
That's fine
cash
with
at
me.
the
That's not
casino.
She
You
said,
know
I
what I
was
mean?
proud to be
Half the
alone.
time
I'm
we
looking
in
at her.
Kirby's sitting talking all night and we get tasty together.
Let's figure out
She
the
never
best
experienced a
cost-effective
lot
way
of
to
outside
swim.
stuff.
I don't
She didn't go out. She didn't party.
I don't find going to bed anyway.
I got an extra bed.
Me neither.
2 queens. So.
I got
You got
two
two.
queens.
The thing that gets me is we knew each other that before the end of that year. We
Yeah.
were family.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was
Right,
Correct.
right.
You know, it's
And
funny.
you came out,
So
you
I
played
played.
more for your
So I,
brother
Yes.
I played with you
than
all,
even yourself.
and then I also was playing flag football. So I would play it Saturdays, and then Sundays I'd go play flag football in the flag football league. I played that up to about 6-7 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would explain the drinking problem.
So, well, I was playing in 2 flag football leagues at one point. I was
I've
playing
seen
on-
some of your videos that
on
night.
Thursday nights I played on flag ball, and then I would play with you guys on in Glenview, and then I'd play Saturday with you guys, and I would play on Sunday in flag football league. So those guys that I played flag football with, though, same thing. The family, we got a huge group of us, and we've been to Vegas, we've been all over the place. We would go to Vegas for the Super Bowl. We've done all kinds of stuff. We go do different things all the time.
and it's a camaraderie you can never replace.
No, right.
I told him you can never break that bond that guys have when they come together because you went to war together. That's basically
That's,
what it was.
well, I was just gonna say it's like the military. I think when you go to war with a group of people,
And I'm not gonna lie, if I had a bad game, I felt not only bad because we lost, but I felt bad for the family. The guy, I didn't put out like I could have or should have. You know.
oh, we heard you put out.
All over Lake County.
You shouldn't have.
He saved himself at the bar. I know that.
Hey, we always worked it out though. We're always back Tuesday.
Yeah.
Blue suede shoes.
Blue suede shoes.
No, you gotta be Bermuda Bob's. Blue suede shoes is in.
It was in
Your
Rockford.
Bermuda Bob's when
No.
you
No,
split
no.
the
Blue
gas
suede
station?
shoes was right over in Park City.
Where?
That's what you
Right on the frontage road.
I was
They
holding it.
came in after Bermuda Bob.
Well, it's the
No,
same guy owned it.
Before.
Well, there's 2 different incidents.
What?
there's two different incidents.
Well,
right?
when they were after Shaky, Shaky was there, and after Shaky,
Oh, that night he got beat up?
you stepped in and the guy touched your face, and I'm holding the guy like this. Come on, he touched your face. He reads so. I see his hand come over down the.
That was Bermuda Bob.
That was Bermuda Bob.
Yes, that guy dropped in a hole and disappeared.
Yeah, dude. And then you kicked him.
No,
You
I
kicked him and slid him about 8
Yes.
feet on carpet up
to
against
against the bar, and then all shit broke loose, and I ended up with my back against the dance floor bar. We went from the entrance bar through the dance floor. I ended up against the dance floor bar with a guy. I had both of my fingers in his eye sockets, and then a guy hit me, punched me in the side of the head.
That was JP.
No, it wasn't JP. No, it wasn't.
No, that was
It was no.
Dude, I'm telling you,
No, there was. He did one. This is it.
Okay.
No, because the dude punched me. He saw, just, and I dropped this guy because he's screaming.
Yeah.
And then one shot and he dropped in a hole, and I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. and then it went into the parking lot, and that's where Stevie was trying to kick the guy, but he was so big that he couldn't bend down.
He couldn't hold the guy.
Hold at the same time.
He was running out of air.
He was. And I'm like, dude, we need to go. Boom.
The JP punched him.
Yes. On accident.
Okay, you're the only guy standing.
Did he say bonsai when he was done?
Dude,
No, it's a whistle blew. And then
I gotta tell you, I took him and another buddy. They went out to Colorado to elk hunt, some mule deer hunt. Now JP's ex-Marine, so him and the other guy had, because they never had hunter safety courses, they had to go through hunter safety courses. So they go through, and he's cheating off Huey, this friend of mine that went with, big heavyset guy. He's cheating off him to get through the class. So then they got to shoot 22s at these targets.
So mind you, hunter safety, you take that when you're what, 12, 11?
Yeah, well, yeah, but
So,
guys,
so there's all 12-year-olds and these two huge,
well, this one friend of mine is 6'5", 385, and then JP too, So they're at the shooting range and they're shooting with kids. There's only two of them. So JP shot all his shots at my buddy's target instead of his own. They weren't going to pass him until they counted all the targets. Oh, I thought that was my target. So anyway, we go out hunting. He goes, yeah, we got this. I'll show you. So I gave him my dad's '6 with the scope, and he said, that's how we do it in the military. Bang! Split his fucking eye wide open because you let the front end go. Bang! He's like this. He goes, I'll do it again. Bang! Give it again. My dad said, give it again. So we had knocked the deer down that night, and we were going to go back and get it, a big muley. JP's got, by the time me and him were in the back of the truck, we were going to just get out and drag it to the road. So my dad goes down the road, comes back. JP has got black paint. Well, I don't know where he got it from. All over his face. And he's halfway hanging down the side of the truck on the outside. My dad's like, what the fuck's he doing?
Going into combat. Going into Afghanistan.
So he was in
We
Desert
get to
Storm.
the place. I get away.
I know.
I'm walking across this field and I go, JP, where you at? And he's crawling. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, it was so bad.
He slept with his. He slept with his.
Well, see, that friend Huey of mine didn't.
Oh, he did. He pulled his gun on me once.
Oh,
Did you
I
really?
came in the house
When you
next
came-
door.
Well,
Well,
this-
at the bar.
This fucked him up because we were all in my dad's cabin. My dad had a cabin out in Colorado. And Huey, this 6'5" guy, he puts on his orange mask and he's standing in his underwear. He's standing in his underwear and he steps on both sides of the sleeping bag and starts hollering at JP, get up, and he's holding my handgun. JP pissed himself. He was so bad that he couldn't get out of that sleeping bag. Dude, and yeah, he freaked her out.
I didn't drink.
Actually, I
I
mean,
walked in, so when he was at the bar,
Get me one.
his parents at the bar. So I
Wait a little bit.
I'm supposed to go over there, get him. We're going to do something. I knock on the door and he doesn't answer the door. So it's not a big deal. Walk in, go in. Hey, JP, nothing. He's got like a double door thing that went into his bedroom. I fucking knock on the door, nothing. I open the door up. He flips around on his bed and he's got the gun pointed at me. I go, hey, it's Eric. He's like, oh. Puts it back under his pillow. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm like looking down the barrel like, no. I'm like,
dude, he shot. How many shots did he shoot at offsides? Emptied that gun at offsides at the car.
That was his.
Well, he let us shoot that AK.
No, he shot it. It was his brother's gun, though, right?
No. His brother did.
Oh, I thought
John
he
did
did.
it. John did it, and that's why I called you to try to find those rounds.
Yeah.
Because they were issued so many rounds.
Oh.
There was like a crazy fight, and the guy pulled out of there, and they shot.
I thought it was JP that shot you wanted me to.
No, that was his brother. So they were trying to find those rounds so he could
Evidence.
account for it, and that's why I called you because I figured you would find them. And yeah, it was just a fucking shit show with that dude, man. Just like Steve Meyer.
Start order.
All right, what drinks can I get for you guys?
I'll have a Shirley Temple.
Stop
Extra
it now.
Shirley. No, I don't want a Shirley.
Okay.
I'll take a virgin Pepsi. Just straight Pepsi, please.
We don't have Pepsi, but we do have Coke. Is that okay?
You got a Dr. Pepper? Stevie, Mr. Pitt.
We do.
I'll take that.
All right.
I wouldn't be
Scotch.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, my wife and I.
No, can't be in Westwell. He had a computer thing to do. He would never make it on time.
I got pictures.
So Tuesday, then heading to Chicago, out in the open parking lot, like 2 dogs. Peace and quiet for a few days.
I like to see them sometimes. You got a beer?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I got two.
I got a scotch. You know what? Give me a beer. No, you better not. Let me have a scotch.
What's the count?
Sodium
Single or
makes my feet. Red. Johnny Walker.
Sodium hurts my baby feet.
No, it makes my feet swell.
You like the blend better
Because
than
I'm going to saw my doctor. The one
you like blended better than single malt? Scotch?
Yeah, right.
Rocks. Yes, we do. And I was like, I said, I was drinking this, my feet been swelling up. And he's like, yeah, quit drinking. He said, just got to quit putting pop in your shit. He says, the sodium
You
there.
are drinking.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a problem yet.
Jack and Coke and drink.
I just don't.
I'm
Well,
wasting
those
it.
ones are good.
Because 10 o'clock at night.
Did you get the Jack and Coke? Get 2 of them.
I will.
Two.
That's
Jack.
what I
Bean.
decided. That's what.
But see, when you see with Jim Beam, that's sweet.
I was taking it.
It's really sweet. Yeah, see, I don't know if I like it. No, I like the sweet. It's a little sweet in the diet.
I think you got everybody. Except, did you get you?
Yeah, you know what? Let me try a Beam and diet. Scratch the scotch. And I'm not gonna take my pills.
You ever deal with a lady?
My prostate is swelling.
That was my drink. That was my drink for years. Jim Beam and Coke.
Sit down. What do you?
I really gotta go get my pills.
I'll let you take a leak.
Your pillows? Those aren't pillows.
Hey, when you're upstairs, can you grab my pills too?
Tell her we said hi.
No, I can hold my water. Unlike the Hardy Boys is.
Can't hold his mud, but he can hold his water.
Somebody kicked the grip out of my
I'm gonna say.
He still gets his wallet like this. He's got to reach over his shoulder.
Be like, I say, Mark, sit your ass down.
I really gotta take my pills. And I haven't taken ibuprofen in 2 days.
I got a
That's why I gotta look.
upstairs too.
I'll be right back.
I gotta take mine too. I mean, I gotta.
Is that a comb in your back pocket?
No, that's my wallet.
You look like a
I
comb.
don't think I ain't got nothing to comb.
Yeah, it's a pick.
Dude, if I can find one, I would get it.
Hey, later on this evening, I'm gonna bring my shoe polish and my buffer. I'm gonna put a shot on it.
That's what I'm going to say.
Look at it. That's Al Clark, ain't it? Look at his hand swaying, and he says,
What do you need a tow card for you for? I'm not going up to your place to tow you.
"No, but I might be in Illinois sometime and have to."
No. Just call me. My number.
Yeah, I do.
Just call me.
Do you come out there going?
No. I don't even like leaving where I'm at. Like 3 days later.
He doesn't.
Now that I know where you're at, I might wind up. We might take a trip to Arizona. Huh?
How long did it take you to get here? How long did it drive?
3 hours and 45 minutes.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, from my house. Yeah.
With him driving, yeah. I'm 45 minutes from door to him yet.
Okay, so you would have been 4.5.
4.5 hours.
Okay, that's what I figured it was from Ladysmith.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was up. I did tow up to Minocqua.
Oh yeah. You're
Towed my
Yeah.
friend's vehicle up to Minocqua. Did a whole bunch of towing up there for him, and then towed the vehicle back. It was fucking crazy.
It's 5 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours. 5 hours on the 5 hours on the head to right to Monaco from where we were at when we were in Wakanda.
2,800, 7.3, 2,800 RPM.
Screaming the whole time, huh?
Dude, we were talking about when Dennis was first time with snowmobiling with
Oh,
us.
it had.
Oh my god.
Had to look like a
He looked
black
like
bear.
he looked like a circus. He looked like a circus
Black bear,
bear.
a snow circus bear on it.
Because he had both his
I
arms
know.
and everything else on it. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Both the kids were on
Hilarious.
sleds.
Really?
On one sled.
It's not even that. It's like, the nice thing is like growing up in like Chicago, like up north. Dennis definitely stuck out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he did. It was almost like bringing like something magical home with us, like at the bars.
Like a unicorn.
Grown men would used to hang on,
Like on his leg.
get off of me. They were fascinated by him because you just big black guy. Well, we grew up around it, so just anything.
So they wouldn't have liked these guys.
Oh no.
Dennis used to go shrimp when he first came up there. There'd be a little black kid fishing on a rock on a fishing pole. And there'd be a statue.
You fucking bring me past his house. I go, dude, it's a dead end road. I gotta go there to get to my dad. He used to get mad.
Yeah, that was when he helped me move in college.
Yeah.
I've never seen so
Where'd you go
much
to college?
River Falls. Yeah, I never seen so much awkwardness. He called out my gay buddy.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Dude,
Oh, so there was probably 10 of us.
at least sitting there having
So
dinner.
he helped me move into my dorm, and we're having breakfast, lunch at Perkins. And I mean, my buddy didn't come out yet. I mean, it was just
You kind of knew it, but you didn't.
we all knew it, but we were gonna let him come out on his own time. We didn't even sit down yet. He looks across the table, he's like, "Dude, you ain't right." So he melts. His day is done. All of a sudden, this girl, working her way through college, I bet you she wasn't even as tall as Dennis when Dennis was sitting. Just real quiet, could barely hear. And she's taking orders, she's just really, really timid. Comes around to Dennis, gets his order. She's like, "What kind of toast would you like?" Caucasian. She fucking started bawling. She went in the back and wouldn't come back out. I'm like, oh, that's Dennis. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just.
I really miss you guys. I miss playing with you guys and having a fun time. Even though we went through a lot of sad times. So losing seasons, it was still, like I said, it was still a family.
I remember some of the games we did win, but the refs took it from us.
Yeah.
They had a couple of refs in the league that just every time we looked up, we'd do good plays.
Yeah.
Our offense would be scoring off a big flag out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Everybody like, who did what?
Uh-huh. There was some prejudice in the league.
Ever playing the Russians?
Yes.
Oh,
That's Eric's favorite game.
I loved it when we played the Russians because when we was on defense,
I have that on tape.
We'd be on the front line. We was going like this. I'll get over to my guy and I'll get it myself and go, "We're going to break you. We're going to break you." We got them pissed off and it's like, "Sit down, sit down, sit down. We're going to break you." We're going to break you.
Yatsevya! I must break you.
We got them out of their game. They were so pissed at us.
Eric's favorite game, right? Why?
Well, two things that I absolutely remember about the game was all the Navy guys that showed up and filled the stadium at North
That was
Chicago.
very cool.
That was pretty cool. And then the other one was the sound that kid let out the quarterback that screamed. God, he screamed like a little girl, but I understand why.
Did Albie was on him?
Oh yeah.
He was tasting that motherfucker all day.
Like I said,
that was not too long before half, and he didn't come out after half for the quarterback.
The only time I was really afraid.
JP tells a great.
That guy's mask on his that running back and Blake him out and folded his knock him out. I don't know what game he just got him. You had blown through there. He just looked up and you laid him out and just folded his mask right up. And I'm like, holy fuck,
Sorry.
that was scary. That.
The hardest, I think, one of the hardest times I was ever hit, you and I collided on the sideline.
Is that when you stood there frozen like this?
Yes, I was jacked up.
Yeah, a lot of times we would hurt each other.
And I also slid, and you said you got the carpet burn.
AstroTurf. Yeah.
I was lit from here to my elbow. It was bone white for about 3 minutes, and then it just poured blood.
We did
If
too.
I
And we
remember,
hit each other head to head. And it was one of the hardest times I ever got hit.
I remember you hitting so hard the times you would just stand there like, and then you'd go, oh, I fucking nailed him. I'm like, dude, you're just
Freeze.
Oh, he lived for it though.
Freeze.
That was his objective. He
That-
sit there and stand and
I was playing, so I ended up on defense with a nice, for some, probably like you said, when probably put the heavy package in or something would come in, but I know that.
We go
Oh,
gap
serious.
eight.
That's what
Remember
they call it,
remember-
heavy package.
no,
I'm
remember-
laughing, but I've been saying it.
remember gap eight too?
But that was when, I swear to God, I'm in this pile, he must have been on the goal line, that kid, that's when that happened, it was on would have been the north end
North
of the
side
field.
of the field.
Yeah. And dude, that kid let out a scream. And I remember I was like in the pile and I could see over
JP
with
tells a
him
great
screaming.
story.
And I'm stuck in the pile and I can see him mad in the pile. Finger in a hand in his face. And I'm like, he's letting out a scream. And I'm like, holy shit. He just,
JP tells the best story because I pancaked him. And JP was somewhere near us. And he said
probably falling into you.
it probably rolled onto me. So he was like here, and he said he saw just this hand go like this, and it was a white Bears glove. Remember, I got it from Carl,
Yeah, I remember.
and JP was wearing them, and he's like, "That's my glove, but it's not my hand." And he said it just went up, and then boom, in both eyes, and then Eric said he let out this
He
scream.
was kind of seeing it. And he's like, that's the hand in his eyes, and I'm like, what the hell? Just listening to him cry and scream, and I'm like,
It's a blood curdle.
That was for
Could y'all
1980 Olympics.
if we showed up at JP in that other state when JP was getting them awards and we all shut up and we'd be back there like
this.
I'd be doing this.
like at a wedding? Anybody, just
At a wedding.
No, we send the original films to the committee like, hey, you got a VHS player?
Sometimes he would fall over like a statue on top of it. He'd be the last one.
Yeah, like the littlest, he'd take the littlest strides. All you gotta do is push him because I run a lot like that. He runs way worse than me. He does. I run and I do. My feet are fast and my body doesn't do a lot of movement. But his is more like he's like running 100 mile an hour.
Wait, where do y'all see that tick play on thing when he's trying to run the ball and he's just in one spot shuffling his feet? It's like, what the hell is he doing?
So that's funny. So in flag football, everybody was eligible. So playing obviously line, I would get the ball, and that would be a good thing for us. But I would always do the fake. And dude, my friends are like, dude, you're not faking anybody out. You're moving too slow.
You couldn't do that.
Dude, it was funny because they would fake people out. But then when we get done, we go back down, we all be laughing. They're like, how did they fall for that fake?
Can you imagine though what was going on in JP seeing. What we were seeing and what he was seeing was totally different. What we were seeing was the stumbling, bumbling JP. In his mind, he was looking like something in poetry and motion.
Like Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
You just don't have a guy mauling a guy over. So you have to do that. They called me for that all the time. And I'm like, I look at the referee and go, how am I supposed to avoid him? If I start moving around like that, I'm falling on the ground. I got no movement. That guy's going to get run over if he's in front of me.
You know,
That's the same thing with JP.
You know, one of the funniest things.
I used to trick myself.
When we were
That was the best cut block ever, dude.
I can tell you
The
how
sniper got him.
I can tell you how this goes. When Lane was putting the pressure up the middle, and me and Tony Simpson was coming from the outside.
I told
I
him.
remember one time we was
Nothing
coming
better,
hard.
man, I know.
Me and Tony looked and said, meeting at the quarter, and we took off, and Lane was pushing up the middle. The quarterback dropped back, and we was both coming, and all of a sudden he ducked under us. We crashed into each other. We just. And he was going around one end. I was like, me and Tony was on the ground looking back. Like, he holding his shoulder. I'm holding my shoulder. I'm like,
Tony Simpson's garbage man out of us.
Yes.
Yep.
Forgot about it.
Tish didn't remember him either.
I asked
where he's at.
He was Spanish, wasn't he?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, Anthony Simpson.
Oh, Anthony Simpson.
Yeah, Tony. 95. They played 95 or
92.
99.
No, 95. You took his number.
Yeah, you took his number. And then he went to, and it was 99.
Yep.
Third down.
I do remember.
People's numbers.
You're a specialist. You're a veteran of the league.
Wait to see
Everybody's
who's
got
going to win the national championship.
Third down, DB. Come on in.
I'm
Come on in, DB.
Everybody's got it, right?
I was like, you giving it up after
Exactly.
you up after this year, son. I'm getting
That's
that
it.
back.
The veterans always got. That's Team USA, right? Get down there. No, the number you want, 51. No, veterans already got it. You know, guys been there before. More years in the league, so I took 53.
Well, I don't understand how you even got on that fucking roster.
He just was
Dude, he had Yuba in front of him and Yuba in front of him.
I forgot how that got down there.
No, he wasn't. He didn't get selected. He flew down there with us to go down there, and he brought his stuff. And a guy didn't show up because they were coming from all over the country.
So when we were
so
there,
they needed somebody. Yes, he played like guard. I just want to play on the team.
We were playing
And
in
they
the
said, "Come
championship.
on."
And
Yeah.
They played before, and I saw him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here?
He did. I'm like, he chiseled his way down
I
here.
said, he's got his jersey.
Like I said, in that movie, Rudy, if you see just his hands, I'm like, he's not, he looks like a grade school kid. I mean, he's got the little bitty hands. I'm like, God.
And he'd always bite his lip. Like, oh, God, that dude was a stroke.
Dude, you babysat him for what, 6 years?
Don't talk about that freaking bar.
No, I mean,
Stripper man, stripper man.
Y'all remember that? I made some money, though.
He did. He baked out that.
I lost a little dignity, but I made some money.
You know what? You gotta give a little, get some.
See, this is what it was. This chick was having
It's so funny, dude.
she was having a bachelorette party. And mine and JP's dad was going to go out to dinner.
Yep.
And she said, well, you get the upstairs bar. And she started laughing because she knew I wouldn't make no money or shit up there. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Right, put him up there.
So the chick goes, she says, well, how much for a topless waiter? And I was like, $75? She said, bet. So they got the $75 there. So I took my shirt off. You know, and I'm running around with like a jeans on.
Over the top of the railing.
But you remember that railing? If you get too close to the railing, you can see, people can see you.
Where are we at?
And
Offsides. There was an upside. We had we used to watch film up there. Remember?
So,
Yes.
Yeah,
There was
outside
an
on Mundelein Road,
upstairs. We used to watch game film as a team on Monday nights. Yeah. Yes, and what?
So then she said, yeah, Stricker's not showing up. How much for, if you go down to a G string? I said, I don't have a G string.
I said, but I can put my underwear in the back of my and I said, how much for that? I said, $4.75. And they gave up the money, so I got a tray. And I'm going around.
Oh
But
my!
I got too close to the edge, and JP's mom came home. Oh, she ran upstairs. What in the shit are you doing? And just that time, her boyfriend, her fiance, showed up, and they got in a riot. And then Halvey was, didn't you hit that dude, pop that dude, and threw him down the stairs? Something happened to her fiance.
I remember we were following him home with Walton, and he rolled out of the fucking side of the
That
car.
was a different.
That was different
That
time.
was a different.
But her husband, her fiance showed up there, and I'm running around half naked trying to find my clothes and hold on to my money.
Yeah, it's fucking.
And I was yelling, everybody get out of here.
It's coming back to me. Yes.
And he did something.
And she was upset when he got his ass whipped. She wasn't happy. She was out 475 because she got to see you.
Shit, that shit was
almost
hilarious, dude. I was dying laughing.
I just don't know how he took those pants, the underwear that goes down your legs, down your knees.
The long-
And they look
Dude,
like
long johns?
He had them all tucked in.
I had to throw those things away because man, I had those things so far in the back of my eye, I could barely breathe. And I'm walking around.
Like you said, they were a little brown when you took them off.
Dude, I threw them away. There was no saving them. I didn't even look. Because when it started sweating and everything else started going on. They say first you say it, then you do it. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't
Like
good.
a tourniquet out of the balls.
I was prancing too.
He was.
I'm walking up those stairs. What in the shit are you doing?
I look up there. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I don't believe what I see. He sold out.
Man,
I'm like,
that shit was
holy
hilarious.
cow, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it was funny. Yeah, real funny.
What's the name of the bar they got that helmet, the Chiefs helmet, and they signed all the names right there off.
That's the one off Buckley in
About 41. Yeah, we scored.
What was the name of that?
Flanagan.
Flanagan's.
It was in, yeah. It was in North Chicago.
I
Right
bounced
there.
there for a while.
Yeah. We used to go there.
Yeah, we used to
Saturday
go.
nights.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
I think
So
so.
there with all the signatures.
But they don't. A lot of young people go over
Around
there now.
98,
Hard.
so I bounced there 98, 99.
Did you really?
Now,
For years.
did you bounce with Stevie's group when you guys were all bouncing together?
Tommy,
Did you bounce with
Stevie,
I
Chuck,
bounced with
Chuck Boy.
Did you? Yeah, I remember you guys were in a group bouncing. You guys.
Yeah, they still got the helmet in there.
Really? Did
They
they
still
really?
got the stuff that was signed and all that.
I lost.
I
My name was
lost.
right on the front.
I lost a helmet that I got from the team in my first divorce.
I tossed all my shit out finally.
I lost one of your helmets you
Got
gave
my
me when I
jersey
was in
there.
Richmond. To when I got sick.
My kid would want to take all my shit out through high school, the shoulder pad,
You had 51 on it.
pads, and
I never painted. I was going to use it. You gave it to me to get payments. And I never
I
painted
still
it.
got it.
So see, it
When we
was
gonna
weird
bring all our shit together, y'all?
It was
What's that?
When we gonna
Okay.
bring all our stuff together?
Let's do it now.
Let's
What's what?
organize this because it's kind of hard doing it via text messages and everything else like that. And we need to really get a number and really try to make an effort to contact everybody. And I get some people get like,
What do you mean?
well, like the night I was on, I actually popped on there one night and Bob asked to be taken off the list. You remember that?
Yeah,
And I was like, you know, I don't get it.
That hurt.
I actually got hurt myself, not for you.
Oh,
but
I-
for us as a team.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hell that was about.
And
It's on
He
him.
was number 7.
Huh?
It's on him. He had the neck roll also.
I know it's all good. I'm just saying.
No,
I guess I want to figure out where everybody's coming from. And then-
What I think we need to do, so the page that I put together, I put him as administrator. You guys can all be administrators. I don't care who's an administrator. My goal was to get everybody on there, to talk to each other,
but nobody's
start getting phone numbers, start getting a hold of people on Facebook. If you know somebody that's on Facebook, add their name to it. Tell them to get on there.
But our only problem was every time it pops up on mine in Messenger, the phone number's there, but I don't know who it is. So I asked you last night when you said you were on your way.
I said I'm on my way.
Yeah, and I said, who is this?
Yeah, you have No, mine's 515.
You was able to find?
Yeah, I know Halby's, and I know names now, but everybody else that pops up on there.
Just
847-366-2511.
we need to just later on or something.
We just, I think we need to get a hard list. I mean, a hard.
But I'm saying on Facebook, everybody needs to find people that are on Facebook.
But see, I don't do Facebook, so
I'm not saying you.
You know,
everybody else.
so I'm like,
So that we can get everybody on that page. That page.
So many people are out the area now. You don't even know what the fuck.
I don't even know. Is there a Facebook page?
Well, I want to
I
say
didn't know that.
Yeah, for the Knights,
I wanna say
Vikings, and Chiefs.
something that keep track of me because I
Did
don't
you really?
do Facebook. I got kicked off.
It's just in
that
the
guy. But I don't do
Okay,
that.
if it's on there, you got to show me how to do this shit.
Before we
I don't
leave
know.
here, everybody get everybody's numbers,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff, address and stuff. But I'm talking about bringing our shit to here. If you bought newspaper clippings.
I did. I brought
film
a TV. I brought a VCR. I brought an HDMI cable. I brought the laptop.
I brought 2 books of photos.
Kirby, you're in charge.
I
You're in charge of popcorn.
I have movies. I have my uniforms.
I got to his
I
house.
got my
the fucking
trophy.
hat was up on the thing.
I got my helmet. I got one of my Knights jerseys.
Okay, so you brought stuff too. Good. And then I got other
Left the hatch open, and all the shit's in the back of the
special
vehicle. Probably got to come out
something
here. So I went
for-
inside.
that's
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what happened
He's
to my
got a
Knights
box.
helmet. I got my
Walk
Chiefs
by
helmet,
to help
and I
him
still
with
got my
it,
Vikings
I'm
helmet,
throwing
but
it in. He's like,
I was
"Oh,
mad because there was
pulls
a
it
year
out,
that Dennis
pulls
walked
it
up to
out,
me and
like,
said, what the fuck is this?
bringing a
And
box
took my
with a TV
cords
on
and stripped them off my Vikings helmet.
No.
I was like,
I didn't know what was going
I don't
on.
have any horns
Otherwise,
on
you would have 3, right?
it. Yeah.
You tore off his horns off the Viking helmet.
Yeah. What are you doing?
He was in one of his mischievous movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always want to be throwing a Viking.
Look at you.
Every time I watch NFL game films and they have what's his name? They used to put the music on.
Sable.
And stuff. And I had the music playing one night, dun 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 dun, and I put our tape on, and I was like, yeah, dun dun dun.
Let me.
And then one that one goes, dun 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 dun.
Let me. I gotta grab something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. So keep rolling.
You
Just
grab it in
don't-
front of us. We don't fucking care.
What's that?
I mean, if it's your dick, we don't care.
Yeah, you grab it in front of us.
We all
don't
seen each
care.
other in the locker room for
No,
years.
believe me, it's not that. I would have done it already if it was that. I wouldn't even have fucking asked. You know that. It just would have come out.
But I'm gonna tell you one team I played for. It must have been the Page. They always would play DMX. What you bitches want from a nigga? So we'd be in the locker room getting pumped up, you know, listening to that. What you bitches want? Because half of them was mad trying to get away from their girlfriends anyway. We're in the locker room just boom, 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 banging on shit like that.
Mine used to be Heavy D and the Boys. Doom, 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 doom. I'll be over there going like this on the sideline. Like,
Lake County semi-pro football teams, obviously Knights, Vikings, and then it goes through and like Danny's posted stuff, pictures.
I didn't know that.
Bob Akers is on here posting stuff.
Akers had all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah.
That was an intercepting
Obituary
machine.
for Al.
Acres.
So this is, and I said, you know, names below, and I'm trying to get people so that, you know, people added names.
I see Bill Jackson coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Acres was picking off all kinds of shit back. He thought he was
So-
Kraus back there.
Yeah.
This whole thing was to kind of get everybody
We
to start
knew
adding,
we
you know what I
put
mean?
enough pressure
I don't know
on
who
the front
made
there. Our guys would be back there.
Yeah, they would be throwing it up for grabs.
Yeah, they would be throwing it up for grabs.
Dale, I remember when Dale did it. He
So I don't know.
shaky.
Yeah.
All over and wouldn't run very far.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is that all these,
First time I met Dennis, we're all getting dressed for the game because offense never met their defensive
Wow,
line.
is that a
never met
video?
the backs.
you know, just
So we're all standing there, we're getting half dressed and stuff, and we're standing there. And he says, you know, you say what you do for a living and stuff. He goes, Dennis Lane, tree trimmer. I started fucking, I lost my shit. I started laughing. I had tears in my eyes.
And there's Jones with that horse
What
collar.
the
Huh?
fuck's so
Yeah.
funny? I said, what the fuck they pay you with bananas? You're so fucking big. How do you climb
That's
that
Jones
tree?
or no,
You
or
think
that's
you're
me
doing
right
it
there.
fine?
That's, yeah, that's Jones right
I said,
there.
oh man.
I'm down to the left, behind somebody in the back row.
Bales on the force. My brother used to play for the Vikings, you know, bringing up stuff and I had pictures. And,
Yeah, Helvey took a lot of my pictures and put them on a thing and stuff. And, yeah.
Can't wait to see that stuff.
So I even had the team picture in there.
You know we're gonna be doing like this
That
later
look
on.
like Dale Jackson back there. Right here? Yeah. You tell by the way he's leaning.
I still got some of the Knights
Oh, I
t-shirts
remember.
we had made up.
Because he always just like,
Blast.
I got stuff in
So there's stuff on there, you know what I mean? It's like, players, I ask their names, and people are putting names on here, different things, helmets.
What's the called touch obituary?
That's yep.
pictures and
Well, show me. Let me find out how to get to it.
You want me to send you this link?
Yeah, send me the link.
You know how they used to have it.
You don't have Facebook, so you.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, well,
I don't remember.
I do, but I don't. I've never. I don't know how to use it. I don't.
I could always turn my wrist when somebody.
515.
I'm not sure if it'll send it. It's going to be on Face. Well, let me see.
Really quick.
See if I can send it to you in our
Was it Rodney
text.
Coleman? Puma?
No, I know Puma because he do flips and cartwheels. This kid was what was his name? But he always had those wrists like that. He always dressed up nice. Holy shit, dude!
Sent you that, so see if it comes up on.
You're not gonna make me cry, are you?
No.
Yeah.
Crying already, man.
I thought you said all your shit was stolen.
No, I lost a helmet that was signed by everybody.
I didn't sign anybody's helmet. I'm the sports guys who know.
Hold on to that.
Merry Christmas.
Signed by everybody in '96 after I blew my knee out. I blew my knee out the day after I fought.
You know,
We were on it that night. Yeah, I was remember that night he fought.
we were so.
The next day I blew my knee out.
I remember when he blew that knee out, and I was on the sideline going, "Oh my God," you know. Damn. You know? I think we all wanted to fight somebody then too.
Well,
That was a cheap shot.
you know, Chicago, we used to call that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down,
I remember that thing.
You
He
squealed
died.
too?
He died.
On the count,
Come on, man, you're part of this.
come on, 3, 2, 1, open it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, open. Here. Oh, I'm shaking it around. I'm shaking it around.
No
There's a base in
way.
there too, Dave. There's a base in there.
No
Hold the base
ponytail.
up. No ponytail. He couldn't get the ponytail.
I figured- I knew you.
He literally tried.
I
and
knew
he-
you.
He apologized that he couldn't
Holy
get the
cow.
ponytail
Dude,
to
you're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, get the base. Now, what you do is, when you get home, just a little crazy glue inside the base, and then gently push the peg in there. And that's even got the lean.
He's got bigger arms than me, though.
You definitely got your speed. Look at that.
And his head's not big enough.
I love the tan I got though.
No, his head really isn't big enough.
And I'm going for the ball, it ain't third down. My buddy made one for me.
Oh,
And then
you got the special one.
I said, you have to make one for my guy. So that's why. What happened?
When I opened Patrick's leg was.
No.
Who blew that back?
Dish was shaking.
Because it's in Iowa when it happens. It rolls up point.
Yeah, but my legs are much bigger than his.
Hey, that's the wide receiver was soft hands.
You got the calves right though, but the arms are good. I like, but the head's a little.
That head is small. There's no way.
There is.
You got the arms right for Dish.
That's me avoiding that chop block right there.
It's all good except for the head's a little small.
That's
That's what I said.
Try to chop block.
Dennis, you look like you're going in for a hug.
I was like, "Hey, where the fuck is the ball?"
Dude.
Man, thanks, man.
Here, this is what JP's looks like.
I got a picture of that.
That's what JP's look like.
That's what
This must have been See.
Special Olympics. Special Olympics.
Which way did he go?
He would have qualified.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's fun when they threw the ball to you. You're like, yes, yeah, I got a ball to him.
All my friends are going to comment on this. They're all going to say the head's too small.
Yeah, exactly.
Dish.
I see mine right now saying, I got tone, I got tone, I got rock.
Wait. This isn't going to work. It's zooming in on Dennis.
Is it really?
If I could only pick up this ball.
Oh, that was really good.
Why does he have a ball in his hand? He never touches the ball.
He scored one.
So did I.
Yeah, and not only that, how come it isn't
That
like
little,
this?
that little running back, that little juke.
Right? Hey, how come it's not
Juke
like this?
Rod pulled the ball out of his hand and ran it in.
I remember I got one from Sam Toyle one time when we had him backed up down by the end zone, and he walked up to the line, his eyes as big as I don't know what else. He was like, please protect me, guys.
When he was with the Chargers?
Yeah.
Dead
Man walking.
Oh yeah, we used to love because he had cement feet.
Yeah.
He could not.
He knew he couldn't escape.
He was a statue back there. He was a dead duck, man.
When he used to drop back, he was like, one.
Dead man walking. He was saying.
Three.
You just wrong, man. Fucking with my eye, man. You fucking with my eye right now.
Stripping man. That's not the first poll he's been on. That's true.
Oh, that is just too fucking funny. Still creative.
I saw that I was moving it out of the way. I'm like, that looks like a snowball.
With the drink behind it.
And it fits right in his hand, too.
We need some Sam Spence music right now.
And he could grab that pole with one hand and that ball with the other. Swung around.
Wow. Thank you for making me look fast.
You know, you were deceptively slow. You were actually running slower than you actually looked.
You remember, you were actually a little faster.
They actually got a little bit of love handles on here, too. I like it.
I told him to put tiger print underwear. Remember the day? It was,
I always, I'm wearing orange underwear right now.
but
I always wore a different stuff. I know. I probably did.
That
I
white
remember
his
cheetah
face-
skin.
His cheeks were sticking out of his freaking helmet all the
they
time.
were.
I like how they got the white shoes just right.
Yeah.
Cheetah skin.
And the
That's
padded
what I
arms
had.
and
No,
elbows.
they were
Oh, they were tiger stripes?
They were
Got the neck
tiger
brace,
stripes,
but
yes. Black and white.
I was getting ready to do a crack.
And the black on the white pants we had. So
Oh, you could see
just
them.
see the black stripes on your ass when you were playing defense. I'm like, look at this, his underwear. The JP. I'm like, he's got stripes. Because we didn't wear girdles.
You want me to go upstairs and get my 2 books of pictures?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now that I'm done crying.
I think I've. Did
Wow.
you bring him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, everybody needs to see those. Those are the ones that are on the video that's on YouTube
Are they?
too. Yeah.
Because JP's on his back on one of those pictures. He's
He's doing
nobody behind me. He's on his back.
I'm a little bit messy with my stuff too.
He was Ninja Turtle.
Here. Is JP on our
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So hang on. Dude, no.
When I get the picture on, you can send that to him too. He's actually post that
I'm
right
gonna tell my wife to come down and take some pictures of our guys here.
Oh, okay.
now. There we go.
Really?
I just got one thing to say. You little motherfuckers ain't gonna get out the box at night, be running around.
Like Killer Giatera. You remember that movie with the little fucking...
I'll be running from my own self. He's sacking me.
How many drinks are you gonna have?
Are you here at 92?
I'm gonna roofie his tree.
And he knows which two he looked at too.
No, I got it. This is when they shifted me over to tight end for a little while.
He was like, what the fuck am I doing over
What do you
here?
call these figurines?
Yeah.
Figurines kind of sounds kind of.
Statue.
What was the room number?
212.
213, 210, 211, whatever.
Hey, just go along. All you gotta do is just put it up next to it. If it goes green, that means you're good.
All right.
You need the key to get in there?
Oh, hold on. Stay away from my liquor.
Did you put them in the room? Oh man. What? Did you put your stuff in the room? Which room were you in? Mine?
Or is it still in the truck?
Oh.
All the stuff.
No, the pictures upstairs.
Okay.